Today's tip for speeding up your operation, let's face it, it's Thanksgiving time. I get crazy busy from the minute Halloween ends all the way up through Thanksgiving. One of the things that I always try and do is limit how much changes I'm doing to my machines and to be able to change them as quickly as possible. I used to use digital angle guides for my 1x30s, but I've stopped doing that because I've found a much faster way to change them for a good period of time now. Now, I still use digital angle guides. I love them. I have them for my 2x42 and for other reasons in my shop. But one of the very best things that you can get are these little angle guides or little angle wedges by AGM called Wedge. They go from 10 degrees all the way up to 20 in 1 degree increments. You can pick whatever combination of wedges you like to use depending on what angles you like to use. Generally, I keep things fairly simple. I basically, on my 1x30s, use 15 degrees, 17 degrees, and 20 degrees. They're the three main ones that I use the most. I still keep my little bag of wedges sitting on my downdraft table in the back. If I need a different one, I can just grab it. This is how I change my machines quickly. I just finished doing a bunch of Japanese knives at 15 degrees. Now I need to change back for some Western knives. So what I simply do is I come in here, and on my angle guides, I have a couple different things that I've shown before. Levers, and then I also have a knurled nut, brass nut at the top that is actually turned around backwards. People have asked why I do that. There is a specific reason for that, and I'll show you. It's because it just gives it a lower profile. If I have it turned the other way around, it sticks out just a little bit. And it's just one of those things that occasionally something hits it. Simply just turning this knurled nut the other way, it stops that and it holds everything really well. What I do is I just loosen everything that I need to change, grab the wedge I'm using. So here's my 17-degree wedge, and I just slide it right up here into my angle guide, and I push down on it. Then I close this, I turn that. I usually use a little pair of pliers just to give this top knurled nut a good turn, and then I just bring my wedge out and I go to my next machine. And I go right down the line, and this is how I change them. Rather than using the digital angle guide and having to sit there with the angle guide and playing with the up and down and the different screws and trying to get it just right, I have found this is a huge time saver. These also have other uses because you can use them on flat stone. Actually, what they were designed for was for people learning to sharpen on a flat stone. So let's talk about a couple of the uses for these. One would be if you wanted to learn to freehand sharpen. You can use the little wedge tech angle to set the angle of your knife and then use it to hand sharpen so that you know you're getting a consistent and proper angle. This is a really great use for wedge and actually what it was designed for. The other thing you could do is use it for stropping. A lot of people like to strop 1 degree higher than what they sharpened at. So you can just grab the next wedge, line up on it, and use this to pull back on your strop for stropping your knife, and that'll help you have the proper angle for stropping a knife. Another great use for these would be on chisels. So you can use this to set angles if you want to sharpen a chisel on a flat stone. And that is how I quickly change my 1x30s all at the same time from one angle to another, taking only less than a minute or so if I wasn't doing it on a video. I hope you enjoyed that. That's my little insider tip on how I change my angles on my 1x30s fast. And they are just really useful little devices, those little wedges. Down in the description below, I'll leave the link to the wedges. I'll also leave the link to my store that has the master list of almost all the items in my shop. There might be one or two things that aren't in there, but if there's something that you're looking for that you don't see in there, you can always message me and ask me where I got a certain thing. A couple things coming up. I have a new video that will be coming out either tomorrow or the next day about this wheel, which will be pretty cool. And I'm going to be doing another short video on the store and going over the individual things in there. So it's kind of like the shop tour, but just where all the links are. I did that last year, and a lot of people found that really helpful, especially this time of year. We're just before Black Friday. So if you're looking for gear for your shop, this is one of the best times of year to get it. A lot of these things are always on sale. So if you're looking for 1x30s and that kind of stuff, don't miss out on your Black Friday sales. The other big one is it's xTools' largest sale every year. So if you're interested in laser engravers, that's the time to get a laser engraver. They have their largest sale every year on Black Friday. They have lots of sales throughout the year, but their biggest one is always the Black Friday one. I will put a link to that too if you want to take a look. They already have advertisements showing what those sales are going to be, but it's something to keep in the back of your mind if you're thinking of getting into laser engraving as well. So if you follow my channel, you know how much I love digital microscopes for sharpening. I think they're fantastic. They accelerate the learning curve, and they help you figure out problems when things just are going a little weird with knife sharpening. A few months ago, we did a review for a company called GokaFix, and I have been very, very happy with that microscope. Several of you took advantage of the sale that they offered us after I did that review. GokaFix was so happy with it, they came back to me recently and offered to do it all over again. And to make things even more enticing for us, they told me it would be the biggest sale that they've ever offered on that microscope. So we got that coming up, and I told them, you know what? I'd be happy to do it, but I want you to do one more thing. And they said, what's that? I said, I want you to give away a microscope to one of my followers. So they sent me a brand new microscope, and one of you are going to be the owners of this brand new GokaFix microscope. So keep your eye out for that. It'll be coming. It's still going to be a little bit for that, probably another week or two, but that will be coming out soon, and it will be the largest discount that they've ever given on that microscope. And if you just check from people that got involved on the last one, it was a pretty nice discount at a pretty nice price. And they were really happy with all the units they sold. And that was thanks to you guys. So thank you guys. I try and always give back to you when I can. And when you guys have great responses to things that I review like that, it's super helpful because it gives me the ammunition to go back to these companies and say, hey, thank you, but how about this time you give me one to give to my followers? So that's how we got the free unit this time, and we'll be giving this away. Have a great weekend, everybody. I hope you're super busy like I am. This lead up to Thanksgiving's the time that I make the majority of my money every year, and I hope you are doing the same. That's it for now. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a great weekend.